The rain hammered against the window of James's Bethnal Green flat like 1,000 tiny fists demanding entry. He sat hunched over his laptop, the glow illuminating his exhausted face as he finished another late-night work report. Ping. His phone lit up on the coffee table. A voice note. Unusual for 11:47 p.m. What made his blood run cold wasn't the timing. It was the sender, his own mobile number. James stared at the screen, convinced it was a glitch. He'd heard of number spoofing, but this was different. The message indicator showed it was sent from his contact, from himself. His thumb hovered over the play button for what felt like an eternity before he finally pressed it. Static crackled through the speaker, then a voice. His voice emerged, trembling. "Mate, listen. This is you. I know how mad this sounds, but you need to trust me. Tomorrow morning. Don't take the 7:42 train from Bethnal Green to Liverpool Street. Whatever you do, don't get on that train." James's hand began to shake. "I know you think this is bollocks. I thought the same thing. But in about 15 seconds, the power in your flat is going to cut out. When it does, you'll know this is real. Please, James, don't take that train. Don't!" The voice note ended abruptly. James sat frozen, staring at his phone. This had to be a prank. Boom. Every light in the flat died simultaneously. The laptop screen went black. The refrigerator's hum ceased. Even the street lights outside his window flickered and vanished, plunging the entire block into darkness. James dropped his phone. In the suffocating silence that followed, he could hear only two things: the rain against the window and his own ragged breathing. James didn't sleep that night. At 6:47 a.m., with dark circles under his eyes, he called his network provider. After navigating an automated menu for 10 minutes, he finally reached a human. "So you're saying someone sent a message from the future?" The customer service rep's tone dripped with barely concealed amusement. "I'm saying a message came from my own number. Can you trace it? Check the metadata. Something?" Keyboard clicking echoed through the phone. A pause. More clicking. "Sir, according to our system, no message was sent from your number last night. At least not through our network." "That's impossible. I'm looking at it right now." "I understand your frustration, but there's nothing in our logs. It could be a third-party app, or perhaps..." James hung up. By 7:15 a.m., he was at Bethnal Green Police Station, phone in hand, playing the voice note for a skeptical constable who looked like he'd rather be anywhere else. "And you think this is... what? A time traveler?" The constable didn't bother hiding his smirk. "I think someone's warning me about something. The power outage happened exactly when the message said it would. Power outages happen all the time, mate. Especially with this weather." The constable leaned back in his chair. "Look, unless you have evidence of an actual threat, a name, a description, something tangible, there's not much we can do." "It's my voice." "Voice synthesis technology is getting very sophisticated. You can check it out on YouTube." The constable stood, signaling the conversation was over. "If you receive any direct threats, come back and we'll take a proper statement."
If you're the kind of person who loves deep mysteries, emotional journeys, and soul-level storytelling, pause right now and hit like. And if you're new, subscribe to the Souls Library, because the next part of this story, it only gets stranger. Let's go on.
James sat in a Costa Coffee across from Liverpool Street Station, nursing a black coffee that had long gone cold. His phone rested on the table between his trembling hands. He'd played the voice note 17 times now. Each time, he heard something new. At first, it was just his future self's warning. But when he turned the volume up and held the speaker directly to his ear, other sounds emerged from beneath the static. A distant train whistle. Platform announcements. Muffled, but definitely there. Then, screaming. Metallic screeching that made his teeth ache. James pulled up his laptop and searched. UK train accident today. Nothing. He tried London train crash. Still nothing recent. He expanded his search to include yesterday. Last week. Several minor incidents, signal failures, delays, but no major accidents. Then he found an article from Transport Investigation UK about how smaller rail incidents often go unreported for hours, sometimes days, until official investigations begin. His hands wouldn't stop shaking. "James, mate, you look proper rough." His best friend Marcus slid into the seat across from him, concern etched across his face. James had sent him an urgent text. "Need to talk. Now. Listen to this." James thrust his phone across the table and played the voice note. Marcus listened, his expression shifting from concern to confusion to disbelief. That's your voice. How is that your voice?" "I don't know. This has to be a hack or AI. There's apps now that can clone voices from just a few seconds of audio. Remember that podcast about the bloke whose voice got stolen and used for scam calls?" Marcus rubbed his face. "Someone's messing with you." "The power outage, Marcus. It predicted the exact moment. Coincidence? Or they caused it themselves, cut the power to the building to make you believe." Marcus leaned forward. "Think about it. What's more likely? Time travel or some tech-savvy tosser playing a prank?" James wanted to believe him. God, he wanted to believe him. But when he played the message again, the 18th time, he heard something else. Heavy breathing. Not the breathlessness of panic, but the ragged, gasping breath of someone in physical pain. Someone injured. Someone dying. And underneath it all, barely audible. "Help. Someone help." 7 a.m. James stood on the platform, watching trains arrive and depart like clockwork. Commuters rushed past him, earbuds in, faces buried in phones, completely unaware that one man among them was experiencing his own personal apocalypse. 7:20 a.m. The digital board overhead confirmed it. The 7:42 to Liverpool Street was on time. 7:35 a.m. James's shirt stuck to his back despite the morning chill. His heart hammered against his ribs like a prisoner demanding release. "Don't take the 7:42 train," the warning echoed in his mind. But what if not taking it was somehow worse? What if by avoiding this train, he created the very timeline where something terrible happened? What if the voice note was trying to trap him, not save him? 7:41 a.m. The platform began to fill with the morning rush. Business people, students, tourists, all of them oblivious. All of them potential victims. Or potential survivors. James watched the tracks, waiting for the train to appear around the bend. His legs felt like concrete. His mind raced through every possibility, every permutation of choice and consequence. 7:42 a.m. The train pulled into the station with a pneumatic hiss. Doors slid open. The crowd surged forward. James stood still. Time didn't just slow. It fractured. He saw each moment as a separate image. A woman with a red scarf stepping aboard. A teenager with headphones. An elderly man with a walking stick. Someone slammed into him from behind. "Hard!" James stumbled forward, nearly falling onto the train. He caught himself on the doorframe, spinning around to see who had shoved him. A man. Tall, dark coat, face obscured by a hood. Their eyes met for a fraction of a second, and in that fraction, James saw something that made his blood turn to ice. Recognition. This man knew him. "Sorry," mate, the hooded man muttered, stepping around James and disappearing into the crowd on the platform. The train doors began to close. James had to decide. He stepped back. The doors sealed. The train pulled away from the station, gathering speed, carrying hundreds of passengers toward Liverpool Street. And nothing happened. No crash, no screams, no twisted metal or shattered glass. The train simply left. James stood on the empty platform, feeling like the world's biggest fool. He'd let paranoia and a bizarre voice note dictate his actions. His phone. His phone. Another voice note. From his own number. His hands shook so badly he almost dropped the phone as he pressed play. This time the voice was different, still his but calm, almost peaceful, relieved. Thank you. You saved us both. James's breath caught in his throat. I know you're confused. I know you think you made a mistake. But you didn't. It wasn't the train, James. It was never about the train. A pause. Static. It was the man who bumped into you, in the original timeline, the one I lived through. He followed you onto that train. You got off at Liverpool Street, walked to work, and I never made it to the office. They found my wallet 3 days later, but they never found me. James's vision blurred. His legs gave out. He sat down hard on the platform bench. He was waiting for you to board. When you didn't, you broke the pattern. You saved yourself. You saved me. The voice note ended. James sat in stunned silence, trying to process what he'd just heard. Then, slowly, he lifted his head and scanned the platform. The hooded man was still there, standing at the opposite platform, staring directly at James. Their eyes met again. This time, there was no mistaking the look on the man's face. Rage. The man took a step forward. Then the next train arrived, blocking James's view. When it passed, the platform was empty. The man was gone. James ran. He didn't know where he was going. His flat? The police? Somewhere public with cameras and witnesses? His phone buzzed in his pocket. He almost didn't want to look, but he had to. A third voice note. This time when he played it, the voice was different again. Urgent, desperate. You're not safe yet. He's still coming for you. I don't know how much time I have to send these messages. The loop is breaking down. But James, listen. Heavy interference. Like the message was traveling through layers of reality. His name is David Thornton. 5 years ago, you witnessed something. An accident. A hit and run outside Victoria Station. You gave a statement to police. His brother was convicted, sentenced to 7 years. James's mind reeled. He remembered. God, he remembered. He'd been walking home from a pub when he saw a car mount the pavement and strike a cyclist. He'd given chase, gotten the license plate, testified in court. His brother died in prison 3 months ago. And David blames you. He's been planning this, tracking your routine, waiting for the perfect moment. The voice crackled and faded. I can't send any more messages. Whatever happens next, it's up to you now. Be smart. Be careful. And James? A long pause. I'm sorry I couldn't save both of us. The message ended. James stood on a side street, rain beginning to fall, staring at his phone. Then he saw it. A reflection in a shop window. A man in a dark coat, hood up, walking toward him. James didn't run. Some exhausted part of his soul simply refused to keep fleeing. He turned around slowly, facing David directly. The rain fell between them like a curtain. I know who you are, James said, his voice steadier than he expected. David Thornton. Your brother was Marcus Thornton. David stopped. His hands were clenched into fists. I'm sorry, James continued. I'm sorry about what happened to him. I'm sorry he died in prison. But I told the truth that night. I saw what happened. I had to testify. You took everything from me. David's voice was raw, broken. He was all I had. He killed someone. A cyclist. A father of 2. James took a step forward. I didn't put him there. His choices did. David's face twisted with rage and grief. He reached into his coat. James's breath caught, but David didn't pull out a weapon. He pulled out his own phone. You want to know something funny? David's laugh was hollow. I've been following you for 3 months, learning your routine, waiting for the perfect moment. And this morning, I was finally going to do it. He held up his phone screen. On it was a text message, timestamped 7:39 a.m. Don't do this. He's not worth it. Marcus wouldn't want this. From his mother? I was about to delete it, David said. But then you didn't get on the train. You just stood there. And I realized you were scared too. You got some kind of warning, didn't you? James said nothing. We're both being haunted, David whispered. You by whatever sent you those messages. Me by my brother. And I'm so tired, mate. David took a step back. Then another. I'm not going to hurt you, he said quietly. Not because you deserve mercy, but because I can't become the monster you testified against. I won't let my brother's mistake become mine, too. He turned and walked away, disappearing into the rain and the crowd. James stood alone on the street, trembling, barely believing what had just happened. James looked at his phone. The voice note was gone. All 3 messages had vanished from his history, as if they'd never existed. He stood in the rain, alone with his thoughts, wondering if any of it had been real. Then he noticed something. On the opposite corner, barely visible through the downpour, a figure stood watching him. Not David. Someone else. A woman with kind eyes and a sad smile. She raised one hand in a small wave. Then she turned and walked away, fading into the London morning like smoke. James never saw her again. But sometimes, on quiet nights when the rain hammers against his window, he wonders if that was her, the cyclist's widow, the woman whose husband died in the hit-and-run 5 years ago, watching over him, making sure the loop closed properly, making sure everyone got their chance at redemption. He never received another message from the future. But he never forgot the lesson either. Every choice echoes forward and backward through time, and sometimes the bravest thing you can do is stand still and face what's coming, even when everything in you screams to run.
Leave a comment with one message you wish had arrived earlier in your life. Your words might become part of someone else's healing. And don't forget, like this video, subscribe to the Souls Library, and turn on the notification bell, because more stories are coming. Stories that will stay with you long after the screen goes dark. Stories that will resonate with you and touch your soul. Welcome to the Souls Library. See you tomorrow.